Welcome back. This is Family Time 50, which is kind of hard to believe. That means for 50 school weeks, we've been doing these videos and focusing specifically on our social emotional learning. That got me reflecting on the 50 weeks that we've been doing this. We started this at the beginning of the 2019-2020 school year, and so much has changed in the world, in education, in our school in that year. I never would have imagined when we started this that we would be experiencing a global pandemic, that our schools would have shut down last spring, and that though we've been very fortunate to be in person teaching so far this year, that things look very different than they did a year ago. But I'm exceptionally grateful for everything we've still been able to do. I'm very grateful that we've been able to teach in person this year because I love the in-person connections. The online thing for me isn't the same, but I'm also very grateful that we've set up systems to still be able to connect with students and still be able to teach when we are in online situations, either individually or as a group. And that's a wonderful thing. I'm very grateful for all the experiences that I've been able to have in education, and that's what we're talking about this week. We're talking about gratitude. It just so happened that our 50th family time happened to fall on Thanksgiving week. So it's a short school week for us. It's only 2 days of class. But I want to spend a little time talking about gratitude because that's such an important part of managing our social emotional health as well. I think we all need to practice gratitude every single day. I try to set aside every morning to say thank you for the things in my life. And there are some things that are always on that list. I'm always grateful for my kids, my family, my friends. I always say thank you for my students and my athletes and for the people with whom I teach. I always say thank you for the roof over my head and the food on my table and simple things in my life that we all sometimes forget or take for granted. I try to spend a little bit of time thinking about all the wonderful things I have. And we're going to do a little bit of that this week. That's a big part of our perspective and keeping some perspective. Our perceptions are our realities. And we can choose to frame our perspective however we want. And a healthy way to do that is by practicing gratitude and focusing on what we do have even in challenging times. Practicing gratitude isn't about ignoring the difficulties in our lives. It's not about pretending that hard times don't happen. It's about a certain level of acceptance for where we're at and still taking the time to enjoy where we're at and what we have, even if it's not where we ultimately want to be, even if we're in a difficult situation. And something that's really been a game changer for me in my life, just how I view the world, how I think, I present myself, is actually taking time to be grateful for the challenges in my life. That's something I say thank you for every morning as well. I say thank you for challenges and the strength to overcome them. Because I'm making it a belief that whatever comes my way, I will get through it. And those challenges, though maybe not enjoyable in the moment, will ultimately be learning opportunities. Are opportunities for growth. So I say thank you for those things. And that for me has really changed just how I do everything. It's accepting and then embracing challenges. And it becomes the difference between just surviving in those situations and instead thriving because of those things. So in class this week, we're going to practice a little gratitude, and we're just going to do some thank you notes for people. We've done these things in the past. We did this last year as well, taking time to thank somebody else. And that's never a bad thing to do. Sometimes we don't tell people how we actually feel about them or how they've positively impacted us because it can be a little uncomfortable, or people aren't always used to talking with that level of emotion or whatever it might be. But that's never a bad decision. Whether it's a friend, a family member, someone with whom we have a relationship, just out of the blue, for no reason, for no ulterior motives, just to tell them thank you for the things that they do for us and how they've positively impacted us, that's always a good thing. That's always going to impact that person in a positive way and put a little good into the world. And that's what we're about. So this week, practice gratitude. Think about the things for which you're grateful. Think about how you can embrace challenges and even use those as moments of gratitude. I'm so grateful that we still get to do this thing, that we still get to interact as teachers and students and do what we do. And even if that looks different again in the days and the weeks and the months ahead, I'm grateful for it. Let's have a great week. Much love.